This is from the Duke. The Duke.
The Duke. That's a great name.
Capitalized too. Duke.
Love the YMYW podcast here in East Tennessee. Should I do a partial Roth conversion before I retire in 2026 at age 69? Should I pay federal income taxes from the IRA funds to save double taxes on long-term growth if we live to our 90s, like the last two generations of both families? My wife is 61 years old, caregiver, and plans to start Social Security at age 62. The income is $80,000, 12% tax bracket. Pre-tax IRA balances are $256, Roths $100,000, emergency cash is $22. Currently save $17,000 per year into my Roth, wife's Roth, and my 401k Roth contributions. I pay tax on the 2021 $50,000 conversion by lowering the 2021 Roth contributions, and feel this was a mistake since I only have 48 months of income to support Roth contributions. Almost forgot 1996 F-150 or 2006 Accord. Okay, I like the total different cars there.
Yeah, you bet, right?
Yeah, I guarantee that's the Dukes. He's crazy than that. He's got no pets. Southern Sweet Iced Tea. You're at sweet tea there, Big Al?
I have. I don't like it. It's too sweet for me.
Oh, man. I used to be a bartender in Florida when I went to school.
Yeah, okay.
The amount of sugar that we would put.
I can imagine. I can taste it as soon as I sip it. It's like, no, it's not going to work for me.
So good. Or Bud Light, drink of choice.
That does work for me.
How about you?
Just FYI. Or FWIW.
FWI. All right. So he wants to do Roth conversions. But what he did is he lowered his contributions to pay the tax on the $50,000 conversion. And he was like, well, this is a mistake. So then he's asking, should I pay the tax out of the IRA to do the conversion? You lower your contributions and you do the conversion, you pay the tax outside versus paying the tax. But he's in the 12% tax bracket, so it's not going to hurt him that bad.
Yeah, I think if there's limited funds and you can only do a conversion versus a contribution with the same funds, like kind of like a contribution, because the tax that you pay is a lot less than what you're going to contribute. So you get a lot more money into a Roth IRA if funds are limited. But I guess based upon what we have here, there's not a lot in the taxable IRA, 256,000 right now, and maybe by RMD. Yeah, well,
come on.
Well, let me finish. Okay, yeah, I can see how that came out poorly. What I meant to say, let's call it 400,000 when he retires, but then you multiply that by 4. That's $16,000 of RMD, which that's what I meant to say is not that much. Not the 256 is not an inconsequential.
The RMD is not going to potentially blow them up into a large tax bracket.
Yeah, that was my point. Yep.
So I like it. And let me rephrase what Al said, because what he's meant to say is to do the conversion versus the contribution with limited funds. So if you have $7,000 that you have as free cash flow, and you could take the $7,000 and you can make a Roth IRA contribution, or you can take that $7,000 and pay the tax on the conversion. So if he did a $50,000 conversion and he's in the 12% tax bracket, let's say, 12% on 50,000 is $6,000.
Right.
So you could get $50,000 roughly, or more than $50,000 into the Roth with a $6,000 cost. Or you take the $6,000 and directly contribute that to the Roth IRA and have the $6,000 compound 100% tax free.
Right.
Our point is you could get leverage again. I mean, this is, now you're leveraging tax versus debt. You could get a lot more money into the overall Roth. Instead of making those contributions, you just hold back on the contributions and do the conversions, and you're going to have a lot more money. But then I think the issue is that you have to look at it to see, well, what tax bracket is the Duke going to be in, right? Does it make sense for him to pay how much conversion is he going to do if he forecasts out to say, all right, well, here's my required distribution. Here's my Social Security. We don't know what other income sources the Duke has. He could have a giant pension. So from there, it's like, okay, well, you might be in a higher tax bracket in retirement because of all your other income sources. So yeah, you want to convert to the top of the 12 or whatever tax bracket. But if you're going to remain in the 12% tax bracket, even with your RMDs, well, then you just want to be sensible on how much that you convert. You don't have to convert everything, because those dollars from the RMD might not throw you into another tax bracket. Even though tax rates are going to go up, I still like the strategy, but I guess it's just doing a little bit more math.
Yeah. And I think that virtually anybody, Joe, that's in the 12% bracket, and if you can convert to the top of the 12% bracket, that's almost always a great idea. But to go into the 22% bracket, which is the next bracket, if in fact in retirement you're going to be in the 12% with an IRA balance that we see here, it probably wouldn't make a ton of sense.
Are you prepared for retirement? Schedule a free financial assessment with an experienced financial professional right online at purefinancial.com.